Bambiz Marketing presents Elder Law Growth, the podcast that helps elder law and estate planning attorneys attract clients without wasting time or money. I'm your host, Amy Hurst. Let's dive in.
This is how this is the guts, this is the skeleton of how we create a website that really works well for elder law and estate planning firms. And so if you just look at this and you have a company or you do it yourself, this is going to be at least a great starting point for you that kind of goes through that template that I just talked about.
That was our very own Jim Blake. He is the CEO of our company, Bambiz, and he's here to share the secrets of how we create law firm homepages that convert. That's right. He is going to share exactly what we do as a company for our clients for their websites. A lot of secrets are going to come out in this episode, you guys. It's going to be good because let's face it, websites are a sore spot for law firms. They just are. They're either confusing or they're intimidating, and we don't want that. What we want for your visitors is to feel empathy. We want them to feel heard. We want them to feel seen. We want them to know that you understand them. But most importantly, guys, we want your visitors to know that you can help them, that you see them, you see their pain, and that you can help them. That's the goal for your website. And there's quite a bit of psychology on that homepage. It's kind of cool. In this podcast episode, Jim is going to walk us through the blueprint of what we use from top to bottom. He's going to show us some really good examples of what a website looks like when they use this blueprint. So let's dive in.
So with a website, what do you want to do? You want to think back in the day like you're a newspaper and you want to put what's most important above the fold. And so on websites nowadays, there's two above the fold areas. There's the above the fold that you're going to have if they're on a desktop or an iPad. And then there's the above the fold that you're actually going to have when you're on this device, right? And so on this device, on your mobile device, it's going to be a different above the fold. And so you have to think about what your website looks like on both of those so that you can capture as many potential clients as you possibly can. And you want to do this by saying how you help people. And I'm going to show you some examples here so that you can fully understand what that concept is. And if you do practice in more than just elder law and estate planning, business law, family law, then think about what's common between all of those areas and then use that as your how do you help people. And I'll show you some examples here. So let's go and jump in. This is an estate planning one. Above the fold, secure your family's future with a rock solid wills and trust firm. And a little bit about him with a button here called call to action button here and here. So above the fold, this is what we do, and this is how we can get started. On this particular firm, helping you protect your legacy. Your golden year should be a time of rest, relaxation, and making new memories with loved ones. The call to actions here again, getting started now, attending a workshop. Clear call to actions, a clear understanding of who you're helping. So let's jump back in here. The goal is to take them through a story on your website. And there's a great book. It's by a gentleman named Donald Miller. It's called Building a Story Brand. And they walk you through a process called building a brand script. And I think this is a great process for any firm to go through. And I pulled up what the brand script was so that we could just kind of show you what this is. So the story brand framework that they call the brand script is a character. So that's your ideal client, the ideal client that you want to serve day in and day out that would make you just the happiest that you could possibly be at your firm. And what do they want? Peace of mind. In this particular example that I just showed you, you're protecting their legacy throughout the golden years, right? And so that's how that particular thing works. Then you think about what kind of problem do they have? So you can literally look and say, okay, so here we go. Have you protect for your future? What kind of problem have you have? How stressful it can be to plan for your future, that type of thing. And so then they move from that to meeting a guide who understands their fear. And that's you as the law firm, as the attorney. You're their trusted guide. It's not like a lot of firms, you go on their website and it talks mostly about the firm's accomplishments and the attorneys and the all the stuff that no one, honestly, most people, 80% of the people, 90% of the people don't care about when they hit your website that first 60 seconds that they're on there. They want to see that you have empathy and you have authority, and you're going to guide them on a journey so that they can get from this pain and this issue that they're currently having to the place where now they are protected, now they're feeling satisfied, and they feel like they've accomplished a lot by working with you as the attorney. And so you're going to give them a plan. Obviously, as an estate planning and elder law attorney, planning is what you guys do, right? And so you're going to give them the plan. You're going to call them to action. And then you're going to show them what the results look like when they work with the firm, and what happens if they decide to, back away from your website and not work with the firm. I have this, and I'll give it to you at the end of the presentation if you email me. It's a website blueprint, and this is how this is the guts, this is the skeleton of how we create a website that really works well for elder law and estate planning firms. And so if you just look at this and you have a company or you do it yourself, this is going to be at least a great starting point for you that kind of goes through that template that I just talked about. So how do we help you? Call to action. What makes you different? What is the problem that your client is facing? Some examples of that. A video that's teaching them a little bit about you and you're the trusted guide. Things that you're able to help people with. Some testimonials. How you solve the process. And then some lead magnets that we had talked about before, which are the same types of resources that you would be giving away if you were doing paid advertising as well. So hopefully that really helps you with building out what a website would look like, how to develop a really good website that we see convert traffic into clients instead of just getting people to go to your website, get confused and lost, back out, and then find somebody else's website that is easy to understand, guides them through a process, tells them what the end result's going to be, and has them provide their name to the firm so that they can get that consultation set up with you guys. So again, the pain points, provide answers, use those lead generation options. There should be multiple lead generation options throughout each page of your website, in your blogs, all the different things. Every page should have 1 to 2 lead generation places inside of it so that they can take the next step. If that's going to be watching a video, downloading a guide, registering for an event, or just simply putting in a contact form, getting a consultation. Again, don't talk too much about you. Talk about their problems, their family, what life looks like after working with your firm.
As Jim said, you want your website homepage to read like a story. You want your visitor to be the hero of their story, and that you're the guide to get them to victory. You want to be their Yoda, the Obi-Wan Kenobi to their Luke Skywalker. That is what your website homepage needs to be about. However, most websites are the complete opposite. There's too many Obi-Wan Kenobis out there who are talking about themselves. We can't have that. It's too easy. It's too easy to fall into that. But not your website. Your website is going to be different. Your website is going to be highly converting. How are we going to do that? How are we going to convey to them that you're going to help them on their journey and help them to victory? Let's go through the cliff notes of what Jim just mentioned. We're just going to break it down real quick. First things first, at the very top of your homepage, very first thing that anybody sees, the big, bold headline, is something of how you as the guide can help the hero. How you as Obi-Wan can help Luke Skywalker. Great example of this would be helping you protect your legacy. There's a hint here. The word you needs to show up a lot on your homepage, a lot. Right underneath that headline, there needs to be a list of maybe 2 or 3 main problems that your very best client faces. These are the people that you want. Think of your best client, pinpoint what they deal with, and that's what you want to advertise on your homepage, because you want to attract more people like your best client, right? So point out the main issues that your best client faces. And that way, when you have those, people think that that's kind of contradictory, that when they see the problems listed, it'll kind of push that pain spot and make them go away. The exact opposite will happen. It'll make them feel like you understand them. They're like, oh, That's the problem that I have. I wonder what he does to solve it. Right underneath the problem section is a video of you. This could very well be the very first impression that someone has of you when they come to your website. They might have not seen you on YouTube yet. They might not have met you in person yet. Think about it. They're probably up late at night. They're looking around and they land on your website. This video could be their very first impression of you. So whatever you say and whatever you do in this video really counts, guys. You want to be personable. You want to be warm. You want to be caring. You really want to tap into those emotions, guys. You want to make them feel that you hear them, that you see them, that you understand them, and that you can help them. Really good way is to tell a story. Stories suck people in. You want to tell a story, obviously you can change the names of whoever you want to talk about in your video, but state a story of how you help someone, or maybe even your own story as to why you're an attorney in the first place. That will really build trust, guys. So right underneath that video is the simple 1, 2, 3 process of how you'll solve their problem. It's going to be pretty basic, but at least they'll be able to see, oh, it's that easy. And that way they'll be able to register, okay, so this is what I can expect at the consultation. This is what I can expect afterwards. Like, this is what I can expect for a lifetime. Like, how long do you want to draw that out for? The long story short, as long as your website homepage is about them and not about you, and that you're going to help them with the pain that they have, and that you can help solve their problem, you're going to be solid. And the clip that you just heard from Jim, it's just a small clip from his 60-minute free live training that he does for elder law and estate planning attorneys. If you'd like to join in on the next live free training, you can scroll down and I'm going to include the link if you want to join in on the next one. It is solid stuff. That was just a little clip from what he usually does. It's really helpful. If you would like to download the blueprint of what he showed in his video just now, email us, team@bambiz.net, team@bambiz.net, and we'd be happy to send that over to you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to the Elder Law Growth Podcast, the place to be for all things marketing for elder law and estate planning law firms. If you liked this podcast, please leave us a review wherever you are listening to this podcast. If you'd like to outsource your marketing to our team, go to bambiz.net and book a free call with us today.